as they can. So welcome to today's webinar, Going, Gone, Why Now is the Perfect Time to Sell in Today's Hot Real Estate Market. My name is Connie Buckwalter, and I'm the Director of Marketing at Woodcrest Villa Mennonite Home Communities, which is a senior living community in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We have apartments and villas for independent living at Woodcrest, and then we have our care campus is Mennonite Home, where we have skilled nursing and personal care and respite care. Fixture in the community, and most people know us as the place that's right across from the health campus in Park City. So we have a very central location. It's my pleasure today to introduce the speaker, Susan Allison. Susan, as you may have read from the biography that I put on the website, is she's been a real estate agent and a realtor in Lancaster County for many years. She currently is with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Homesale Realty. She's a focused listener, able advisor, fair advocate. She's known for her intuition and diligence while employing encouragement and genuine concern as she creates a positive experience for both sides in any property transaction, because we all know that selling a home can be pretty stressful. Her approach to business is very direct and successful. She listens to the client's needs and matches them to the right property, and then assures an honest and efficient transaction. Her mantra, to be in touch and stay in touch, not literally in the time of COVID, but virtually, is the key to long-term relationships with her clients. And that same philosophy permeates her philanthropic life. She volunteers through her church's various mission outreach opportunities and strongly believes in giving back to the local community. And won't that be fun again when we can actually go out and be a part of our local community and be more engaged and active in volunteering. Susan is married. She's the mother of 3 young adult children, Lancaster County native, in love with the cultural, recreational, and social opportunities that Central Pennsylvania provides. So before I hand it off to Susan to walk you through her presentation, I just want to make a few notes. We are going to make the PowerPoint available afterwards, and we'll take some questions at the end. So off to you, Susan.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate those who were able to join us today, and I welcome you. A little different for me, I'll be doing a lot of talking today, whereas I usually like to do a lot of listening, as Connie mentioned. I am with Berkshire Hathaway since 2008, actually, with the company, and we became Berkshire Hathaway about 7 years ago. We're a Warren Buffett company, and we are nationwide. We operate as a national brand, but also we have a more personal and progressive local atmosphere here in Lancaster. On the screen, you'll see that I have my Senior Real Estate Specialist designation, and Connie selected me partially for that reason. I have a deep heart for working with buyers and sellers alike, but especially for our more mature community. And let's face it, moving at any stage of life is never fun. It's a very challenging time, and it's a very important decision that you're making. So I am uniquely trained and able to meet your special needs for preparing your home to sell, having support and assistance with other outside specialized services that can help you with getting your home ready to move. So we have a practical approach that incorporates, best practices and options for you. And hopefully, if you have any questions at the end, I'll be able to help you. There's way too much information that I would typically share with you at a listing contract appointment to fit it all in today. So just rest assured, if you have questions, I'll answer them today, or if you would like a personal consultation at some point in the future, I can certainly do that. So a little bit about Berkshire Hathaway and our presence here in the Lancaster market. We're responsible for 1 out of 4 home sales. So that places us well above many other brokerages in the area. And for you, that just means that we have a very strong presence with marketing and advertising relocation services, and things of that nature. I'm proud to work for them, by the way. They're a great company, great atmosphere here in within our offices. Right now, we are in an extremely favorable market for you as a seller. It has been this way for the past year and a half, 2 years at least. This past year, we saw an escalation in average home sales prices of 14%. So your home values have gone way up, and this is a good thing for you. You're in the driver's seat right now. The average days on market, meaning the number of days it's taking for a home to sell from the time we make it public, is about 23 days or less. So we have some great strategies that we could incorporate to put you out there into the marketplace in advance, in sort of a coming soon status, so that other agents are ready and they see that the minute your house goes up for sale, they're lined up and ready with their buyers. Also, what that means to you is you'll have hopefully a lot of showing traffic early on, get it done and out of the way, have several offers right away, and competition to purchase your home, which would result in what we're seeing here now is an average sold price ratio from list to sale of 100.6%, meaning a lot of homes are selling over ask. So this is good for you. We would, of course, want to get together, talk about the market analysis, and I would guide you as to how to sell your home and what pricing is going to make very attractive options for buyers. So that's the intent. We want to prepare your home for sale. We want to price it correctly and drive traffic to your home so that we get the sale done faster. The faster you get your home sale sold, oftentimes results in the higher price of selling price. So there's a lot of factors that go into this process. Again, I would do a market analysis for you to review what has sold recently in your particular area, what properties are currently under agreement and pending for sale, what properties didn't sell and why, which is not really the case these days. As I said, we are very, very low with our inventory, and sellers are very much in the driver's seat.
You know, Susan, that's interesting to note too, because with the increase in home sale value, that one example you had is about $20,000 more than what it was the same period last year. Our prices, our entrance for a community like ours, our entrance fees are somewhere around the same, pretty much. They did not increase by that much. So somebody who was looking to move last March but didn't, this March, they would have more money, way more money in their pocket and still be able to cover the entrance fee. So that's, it's no telling how long this market might last, but that certainly is good news.
That's an excellent point, Connie. And another thing that is to the seller's advantage when they're making a move to a community like yours is it's a win-win. You are at the peak of the market for your home values, but you don't have to purchase a new home. So
right, you're not competing with others and going over asking. This price is set.
Right, you're not paying those elevated sale prices. So that's a second layer to the bonus. We talk a little bit about, well, we can talk a lot about preparing your home for sale. I have some handouts that I'm going to provide to Connie, that goes into great detail, what things that you can do both inside and outside your home to prepare your property, improve your curb appeal, and low cost ways that you can do that. So again, I do have a concierge of people who provide those services to you. I can also give you personal information and tips myself. Some of the main ways that we see are best to prepare your home is just to clean and declutter, remove any unneeded furniture from the area, just make sure everything is fresh and clean. For instance, you could go out and get some white towels to put in your bathroom or change your shower curtain to something just light and bright and fresh, and only use them when you're showing the property. It's have fresh flowers for photographs, things like that are not huge expenses. But if you do need help with getting your home prepared for sale, we also have services available, or a concierge list of vendors that are approved by Berkshire Hathaway in the event that you don't have somebody that you would use for electrical or plumbing, things like that. I'm going to go back one page here. These, I'm not even sure if you can read them on the screen, but the preparing your property for sale are some of the handouts that I can provide you. If Connie, if you have anything to say about that, I'm happy to.
No, I'll make sure that I have them available after the presentation. But
Okay.
I do think, so you're saying that all my piles of books, I should probably try to find a nice little place to tuck them away.
Yeah, a strategy that I've used with other stagers is you just go one room at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Go in that room with your sticky notes and say, this I want to give away. This I'd like to give to a family member. This I might want to keep, or as I said, give to someone special. And so when you tackle it one room at a time, it's a little easier to digest. And those things that you're not going to keep, we have a lot of resources of Boys Club, Salvation Army, Next to New Fine Furniture will take things and consign them for you. And so you can have them, get them to take things away and pay you for it at the end once they've sold things. So there's some great ideas that we can provide for you and ways to help you do that. So with marketing your home for sale, this wheel up here has a lot of little circles on it. And the main thing that I would like you to know is that marketing today is not just simply putting a sign in your front yard. It is primarily done online. We do quite a bit of advertising on all the major sites with Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia. You may be familiar with some of those. We also have registered buyers who are keyed into our home sale services that get an automatic notification whenever a property goes on the market that is within their criteria that they've been searching. We have Facebook, we have social media, we have emails, we have a lot of different ways now that we advertise your home. And another benefit is the use of video. We do put a video online so people don't, they can look at that video tour and decide if your home is going to fit their needs and their wants. So it's another nice way. It's better than just still photographs. Another nice way for people to see and be interested in your property.
Now, Susan, I know a lot of people look at Zillow to see the value of their home even before they go to list it. Would you say that by and large, Zillow in this area is relatively accurate?
We don't use Zillow as our guide, and we try to take the approach of an appraiser. We look at the market analysis from sold properties, and sometimes we'll use properties that are pending because we have such a fast market right now. Zillow does not take into account finishes on the interior, upgrades that you may have made, finished basements. Does not take into account your neighborhood, what the surrounding area is like, and the desirability of school districts. So they strictly look at sales that are near you based on square footage and sold. They may be a little closer today just because, again, we have such a fast moving market, but I don't use Zillow. I look at it because I know my clients look at it, but outside of that, it's not a critical piece of our analysis.
Thank you.
Does that help? Okay. This next slide just shows our VIP services. It's just people that we have approved, vendors that we we know of that provide services. It's just a nice handy tool for you if, again, you don't have a trusted and true contractor that you might use for anything that you are interested in fixing up around the house and preparing your home for sale. Some other services that we provide, and I will spend a little more time on talking about a home warranty, since I think, again, in this seller's market, it is something that would be a nice tool for you, and I highly recommend these home warranty services. And I can provide Connie with some brochures on that as well. Basically, it is a service that we provide our sellers at no obligation, and there's no fee for the home warranty up front to the seller. The only time you would incur a charge for coverage on items like your heating and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing, your hot water heater, refrigerator, there's some pumps, there's your range, a myriad of things that are on this checklist that would be covered for a seller with parts and labor would not be, there would be no charge to you, but there is a deductible or a service call fee, they call it, for $100. So for $100, if you have a problem, say for instance with your hot water heater, let's say it breaks, you would call the warranty company, they would dispatch their service tech, you would pay a service call fee of $100, but the hot water heater would be replaced at no charge. So the parts and the labor would be covered. It's a total win-win for sellers. I highly encourage it. It's a real benefit actually. And the reason the home warranty companies do this is they're hoping that the sellers will then pass on that warranty coverage to their buyers at settlement, a 1-year warranty to their buyers. And it makes a lot of sense. It takes a lot of stress out of the process for buyers too, because in this climate that we're in, a lot of buyers are waiving home inspections. We can talk more about home inspections and what that means to you. So offering a home warranty to a buyer is just a nice way of giving them some peace of mind that once the deal is settled and they take possession of the house and they have the keys, that they'll have some coverage for anything that might go wrong in the year to come. So again, it's something I'll provide Connie with brochures and more information on that. We also provide a seller services guarantee, and that is something that I think speaks highly of our company. It's an easy out program for sellers and for buyers alike. That if you're not satisfied with our services, we'll sit down and talk about it and rectify the problem or release you from a listing contract. But it also outlines what we will do for you and the services that we provide for you. I might have mentioned, you know, I'm designated with Senior Residential Specialist Training. It just means that I'm uniquely suited to meet the needs of my more mature clients to help prepare them, but not everybody has that same designation. So there are some unique things that are in that seller services guarantee that really don't talk to that as much. But again, on a more personal level, I take time to listen to your questions and answer any concerns that you might have. With regard to relocation and business services, that you know where you're going, so that makes it easier for you in this case. But we do provide those services as well. We also have in-house services for mortgage lending, title services, settlement services, and insurance services. So we're a comprehensive company. We have a big umbrella of services available. This is talking more about the warranty coverage. Again, it's no obligation to enroll. I can do it. It's very simple. I make one quick phone call for you. They assign you with a customer number and an ID number, and then a number to call if you do need service for anything. Otherwise, you would not hear from them and there would be no charge to you. Any questions about that at all, Connie, before I go on?
No, I think it sounds like it's a nice service to provide for both the buyer and seller.
It truly is. So this next section, we'll talk a little bit about the COVID selling during this time. And it's been very different and very tricky, but we've all made great adjustments and things are humming along just fine. And as far as your personal concerns with having people in your home, you know, we do have strict protocol that we follow for agents that would be entering your home, with wearing face coverings and using hand sanitizer. All showings are certainly, and access to your house would be authorized by you, and we would schedule those around your specific needs and timing. So there's a lot that goes into, you know, what we call our showing services for your home. But again, in this market, we are finding that it may be helpful to just have homeowners step out for a day or two, have somewhere to go, and let these showings happen back to back. And what usually results from that is offers. So things can happen in days instead of months, or even just weeks instead of months.
So you can go on a little mini vacation where you're providing you've had your vaccine, and you can for a weekend, and come back and your house will be sold.
It's happening that way for some. I have a couple that are coming up this month. That's exactly what they're going to do. We're going to get their house on the market. We're going to first put it on as a coming soon, meaning that information, when you're in a coming soon status, your listing is active, but only to realtors. So about 1,300 real estate agents in Lancaster County will see that your listing is going to be activated on a certain date, with, you know, say about a week from now. And so that gets a lot of excitement generated for their buyers. They send out that information to their buyers. No one can see it on the internet. No buyers have access, just agents have access to this information. So we create this very large excitement to come see your property. And then once it's active, they're going to be going out of town. We'll show the house for 3 days. And then I'll submit to agents that, you know, offers are due on a Sunday, and we'll review them. And we can do those reviews with the sellers remotely. I don't have to be with them in person. We can do a Zoom call, or just a video call on a telephone, or just a straight phone call if internet is not your friend. So there are many, many ways that we minimize personal contact with sellers and buyers today, but it makes it a lot more comfortable. But again, these are things we can talk about, just, you know, what your vulnerabilities might be, and, you know, just how much or how little you can tolerate with people coming in and going out of your house. So again, we have protocols that limit the number of people that can be in your home at one time. They can wipe things down again, sanitize them. And I have some great instructions and guidelines for sellers for preparing for a showing. You know, basically you go around and turn on the lights, open the closet doors, and when the buyers come in with their agent, they don't touch things. So they leave the lights on and then they leave. Okay. So this next slide talks more about that, the marketing and open houses. They're saying open houses are discouraged, but this slide is a little bit older. This was right after the initial COVID shutdowns were happening. They felt that open houses weren't a good idea, but we are back to doing them again. And actually it is not a bad idea, because you can get the most amount of people, and we still limit how many can come in at one time, but that way you're going to be out of the house for a 3-hour block of time, and we can get people coming through to see your home in that regard.
I guess gone or temporarily suspended are the days when realtors would bake cookies to make that a delightful smell when people would come into the open house.
You can still bake cookies, but
Yeah, it's a little different.
yeah, it is a very different strategy that we have right now. So you are right. So our next time, this is talking again about showings. Go ahead.
And didn't you mention, and maybe you will be mentioning it, but there's a limit on the amount of time people can spend in your home as well?
Yeah, you're right on this, on spot on here. With showings, we're limiting them to 30 minutes per agent to be in the home. It can be as short a time frame as 15, depending on how many showing requests we have, but 30 minutes seems to be plenty of time for people to, make a tour. So, and also they're limited to the number of people. Can be the agent plus 2 people. So that's it. Again, here's what I've mentioned in the previous slide about homeowners turning on the lights and, making it easy as possible for people not to be touching things. And again, with any negotiations and meetings that we may have initially, we can do them on Zoom. Contract negotiations can be done through our electronic services, and that's called dot loop. So we send documents through this dot loop system that you can review and look at and even sign them right electronically online. So we don't have to get together as much as we did in the past. Right up until settlements, the same thing. We go to great lengths to keep people separated either in different rooms for settlement, or sellers can come in ahead of time and sign off on things individually. And it's sad in a way because we don't have buyers and sellers in the room anymore, kind of celebrating that really happy moment when you're passing over the keys to the new homeowner and exchanging pleasantries and questions. It's usually a very nice time, but I'm not sure when we'll be getting back to that again. So again, we take all the safety precautions as dictated by the current guidelines with CDC and the governor. So that's a little different. So that's pretty much it. I have a ton more that I could talk about on a personal level, or answer any questions that you might have. There's so much more that goes into the process. One of the things that I pride myself on is being a full-time agent, and I'm personally accountable and directly available to my clients whenever they have a question or a concern. So you will always be able to pick up the phone and reach me personally. Communication's key.
Thank you, Susan. That was really informative and helpful for me. I hope it was for our attendees as well.